Okay, looks like everybody's getting settled in, and welcome. This is really a great day. We've got great weather to kick off McEwen Phase 4 groundbreaking. I need to recognize a number of attendees and special folks that we have here. First of all, I want to recognize the alderman from the city of Franklin. You'll hear from Alderman Bev Berger in just a few minutes, but if you're an alderman for the city of Franklin, please raise your hand. Great. We do have Representative Lee Reeves here today with us. Senator Jack Johnson is out of town, as is Representative McCalman. But they send their regards to us today. I know we have folks from the Greater Nashville Regional Council and the Regional Transportation Authority. Or the Transportation Policy Board. Do we have anybody from TDOT? Welcome, TDOT. We're glad you're here. And this particular project is very utility sensitive, and so we want to thank Atmos and Mill Crofton and Middle Tennessee Electric and AT&T who've been part of the planning process. So if you're here, we'd love to recognize you by you raising your hand, and thank you. We're glad you're here. So this is a project that I think I've been hearing about ever since I was elected as an alderman in 2007. And so it's taken a while to get here. But this project is an important link in our community to extend transportation options for folks from all over the region. And we know that many people drive into our area along this narrow country road, and the opportunity to widen this road, improve the safety, and increase the opportunity for people to get here is very, very important. You know, the city has been very committed to improving infrastructure in our city. I applaud our board, who's very, very focused on areas of our city that need capital projects, and I know we're right in the throes of that right now, trying to figure out how we're going to fund many of these projects, and we're looking particularly at this time as we're getting ready to finish up our budget and opportunities we may have, not only local with capital projects but also some opportunities with the state. So we want to welcome everybody here, and I'm going to ask City Administrator Eric Stuckey to come up now.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It is another great day in the city of Franklin. It's a beautiful day and an important day as we move forward on this project. It has been a long time coming. This project has been on the books in one form or another for well over 20 years. And it's exciting to see it move forward. It dates all the way back to when Nissan North America brought their headquarters here. That interchange at McEwen and I-65 became a reality. A few years after that, we built what's called McEwen 3, which took us farther east into the roundabout. That was completed around 2011, 2012. We immediately were working on this next phase, knowing McEwen 4 would be the hardest, the longest, and the most challenging to complete. And so our team, working together, focused on that. We also looked at the opportunity to bring federal dollars into the project. And that started with the opportunity to get $10 million into it. And here we are a number of years later, where that 10 has turned into over 30 million of federal dollars, and we're not done yet. We're still working on some other opportunities, and that helps us not only get the project done, but it helps us do other things elsewhere in the community when we can leverage those dollars. So I want to thank our team for their hard work, our partnership with GNRC and the MPO. Jonathan Marston, who you'll hear from in a little bit, has been a champion for getting those dollars in this project, and we are so grateful for that. Paul Holzen, our city engineer, has done great work in helping support that as well. It is a team effort across the city organization. If you look at the finance part, the budget, the law, and the contracts that are involved, our partnerships with TDOT, the MPO, GNRC, the board, time after time making tough votes, including it in the capital investment plan to make sure this moved forward, and here we are today, ready to go. Your project managers, our project manager David Hudnett is here. David will be an important resource for you as this project moves forward, and we're excited to get it going. It is part of a bigger plan. This is the most important east-west roadway across the county if you look at how it connects and what it's projected to be. After we complete McEwen 4, we already have an agreement with the city of Brentwood to build the next phase. It will go right on the heels of this, and that will take us to the county line in terms of creating, again, this east-west corridor that helps connect where people live to where they work, where they shop, where they interact. So there's nothing more important in the roadway network than creating those connections, creating that capacity, and this project does exactly that. So again, I thank you for being here. I thank the team that has worked so hard to get us to this point. There's a lot more work to go, but you can't get there without getting to today. And so we're excited for that. Now I want to introduce Alderman Bev Berger, who has been the champion for this project over many, many years. I don't know, Bev, how many, maybe 120 project updates over the years that we have given that Bev faithfully asked for. And here we are today to get it going, and we're excited to do that. So let's welcome Alderman Berger.
I got to collect myself, honestly. This is accumulation of 20 years. I can't even see my notes. It's so bright up here. Paul and David, I want you all over here with Jonathan. Get over here. Please, David, Paul. Don't hide out. Without you and Jonathan, David, this would not be happening. I'm going to try to take a look at my notes, but it's so bright here. Okay, mic down. Eat the mic, right? I got it. Not a singer, but I know how to eat the mic. I wrote these notes so I would not get tied up in some emotion, because after 20 years, this is a very emotional time. This is the best, largest project we've ever done. Regardless of how large, your vision is too small. A good friend and pastor, my pastor, Dr. George Grant, often refers to this quote by the great man of God, Thomas Chalmers. Though Chalmers in the early 1800s was referring to faith and emphasizing the idea that human understanding is limited and that there's always something more to comprehend, so true in this project. This is a great quote of how I first saw McEwen Drive 18 years ago. My vision and the Board of Mayor and Aldermen's vision was too small. Over the years it grew and has brought us here today. Today is a day of both celebration and deep gratitude. We're breaking ground on what is the largest, most ambitious road project our city has ever undertaken. McEwen Phase 4 is a $47 million investment in our city that comes with an extraordinary achievement of $30 million in federal grants. Please clap for that. These guys deserve it. They were awarded because of how critical this project is to economic development, access to schools, and public safety. This moment has been nearly 2 decades in making. For over 18 years, I've worked steadily to push this project forward, advocating for its importance, helping to move it from the 47th place on our capital investment project list all the way to number 1. That journey took commitment, persistence, and a whole lot of collaboration. And while I wasn't always at the helm, I was not far from the wheel. I can tell you that. I want to, our guys at work on McEwen, thank you. I want to especially recognize Paul Hosen and Jonathan Marston over here, and our engineering team, the entire team, their tireless work, both navigating the complexity of work with the state and the federal government and the grant process, is the reason that we are standing here today. You men and our team have carried the heavy lift, and we are all beneficiaries of this dedication. And thank you, Carl Boffman. You are here today. He was our traffic engineer, and I remember a long time ago you helping me on this project. Thank you. To our city administrator, Eric Stuckey, whose support was invaluable, and our engineering staff and our city staff, assistant administrator Vernon Girth and Mark Hilty and Kristen Brock, I think you all are here. To every member of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, including the mayor who helped champion McEwen Drive, thank you. Thank you for your trust, for your votes, for your patience, and for standing with me and all of us every step of the way. And thank you, Ken, my husband, who's in the front with his straw hat, taking a picture. He put up with a lot of my complaining, a lot of my angst, a lot of my joys. And today we are welcoming David Hodgenett, who our project manager over here, who will be leading this effort along with Vulcan, our contractor. Thank you, Vulcan. Glad to have you on board. David, we're counting on you, and we're glad to have you on board, but believe me, I'm thankful for you already. Let me be clear. This road project is not about traffic flow alone. It's not about development. It's about saving lives. Too many lives, too many people have had close calls, serious accidents. I know one of you is here today. Thank God you're walking on both of your feet. And yes, some families have experienced tragic losses along this stretch of McEwen. This road has long been unsafe, and that's been unacceptable. So while today is about progress, it's about honoring those whose stories remind us of why this work matters most. And finally, this will be a 3-year construction project, and I want to ask our citizens, y'all that are here, be patient. It's going to be very disruptive, and yes, it's going to require a lot of endurance. But when it's done, we will have a brand new 4-lane road that is safer, more accessible, and ready to serve the community for decades to come. This is exactly the kind of moment that inspired me to run for alderman years ago, to serve our citizens, to help lead this incredible city, and make real progress in the things that matter the most, like safe roads and stronger infrastructure. It's been one of the greatest honors of my life for the voters in Ward 1 to allow me to hold the seat of alderman, to represent them, to work alongside of them, and work alongside of so many committed individuals across Franklin. I have deep gratitude, and I'm grateful for the trust our residents have placed in me, and for the opportunity to move the projects like this forward. I'm proud of what we've accomplished together, and the word is together. And I'm truly grateful to every person who's helped make this possible, this day possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you don't go and look at my cake up there, I'm gonna get really mad at you because it has bulldozers on it. So let's go move some dirt. Thank you.
Everybody's already kind of thanked everybody, so I'm left with repeating a few things, but I'll also offer a few facts and figures about the project. And I'll say that my just under 20 years that I've been here, I've had the opportunity to work on McEwen Interchange, McEwen Phase 3. That was actually my first capital project for the city of Franklin. Worked on the roundabout several times and just doing different phases of that roundabout. Worked on the McEwen Temporary Connector. Have worked on the design of phase 4 here, phase 5. Actually was the project manager for the bridge widening at Wilson Pike and McEwen Drive. Actually, that bridge went from 26 feet wide to over 84 feet wide. That was a city project. So we've done a lot of work on McEwen over the last few years. And some of those projects have been, with the help of the state of Tennessee with state funds. A lot of those have been with city funds. Again, I do want to thank the Greater Nashville Regional Council and TDOT local programs for helping with us getting those projects, those federal funds moving forward and keeping those federal funds. It's very important for us to be able to move those funds that we would have spent on this project to other local projects. So that's a huge help to us, and I definitely appreciate that assistance going forward, because it's not easy to manage those projects and make sure that we cross all those T's and dot all those I's to make sure we keep those funds, because people don't realize that you make certain mistakes and those funds go away. So it's critical that we keep those funds. I want to thank a lot of our partners. Sullivan Engineering, I see Dickie Sullivan over there. He was our engineer of record for this and most of our McEwen projects. He's standing out there. CEC, Civil Environmental Consultants, they did our NEPA. For our right-of-way, we've had several consultants. I won't name everybody there for the right-of-way, but Sarah Roop was our internal right-of-way agent who did all of our right-of-way acquisitions, did that successfully during the COVID. So it was tough to do that. That was actually her first major job with doing right-of-way for us was during COVID for this project. So that was another wrinkle to the project. Vulcan Construction Materials Corporation, or Vulcan Construction Materials, and Brown Builders, the two contractors working on this one. You may know Vulcan Materials. You may not know them, but you know some of their jobs. They recently completed the 96 East widening. They also did the two fairly recent I-65 widening projects. So we're excited to have them working with us. We know they'll do a good job for us, so we're very excited to have them get this one underway. It's a major job. We know that, well, it's a joke among my family that, we drive around and see some of the roads and we know who paved them based on how smooth they are. And Vulcan's one of those contractors that we know a Vulcan road by the way the smoothness of the roadway. So we're excited again to have them. Also see Sammy McCoy out there from Alfred Benish, another one of our designers. One of our CEI consultants, the CEIs who helps us inspect the roadway, is HDR Construction Control Corporation. They're going to be out there. You'll see their trucks out here every day helping us make sure we get the job we're supposed to get out here and make sure you're going to have a quality roadway when it's all said and done. And as it's been said several times, this is a very difficult job because this is as close to a mountainous section of roadway that we're ever going to do in the city of Franklin. It's not necessarily a Rocky Mountains or Smoky Mountains, but it's definitely a mountainous section for us. So it's we definitely ask for your grace and patience with this, getting this done, but it'll be worth it when it's all said and done. And I'll offer a few kind of facts and figures to kind of get in your mind of what we're doing here. The total project cost overall from start to finish is just a little over $56 million. Federal funding is $30.24 million at this time. We're still looking for more. So, anybody out there with some deep pockets, let us know. Vulcan Construction Materials, their contract, so just the construction contract is, I've got 40, that number's not right, but I've got 48.84 million. I think I missed a number there. 45, that's right, 45. So it's just under $46 million was that one. So I typed in the wrong number there. The total project length is up 1.3 miles. And some of the quantities of interest just to show you the scale of the project. So a little over 42,000 tons of asphalt. So to kind of get that in context, the normal dump trucks you see on a job site, that's over 2,100 dump trucks of asphalt. 225,000 cubic yards of earthwork, that's over 8,800 dump trucks. 14,000 feet of concrete storm pipe. 263 storm structures, so inlets, catch basins on the side of the road. 161,000 tons of stone, so that's over 8,000 dump trucks. You've got 11 retaining walls with 40,000 square feet of surface on the retaining wall. So that's basically a 10-foot high retaining wall for 4,000 feet long on this project to help kind of reduce the slopes. So it's a substantial project along with all those utility relocations. And imagine doing all of that while keeping the roadway open to two-way traffic. So originally, when this project was envisioned years ago, and we're 15 or 20 years ago, the idea was to close the roadway. But that's when there was 1,300 cars a day on theirs, and it wasn't a big deal to close the roadway. Well, the last time we did a count, it was about 13 or 14,000 cars a day, so closing the roadway is no longer an option. So we have to keep the roadway open. So there's a lot of detours, diversions. When I say detours, it's more like small detours along the roadway surface. So that's where you get the 3-year time frame. So again, bear with us while we're building it. But I really want to thank everybody that's here. I know everybody's excited about the project. Everybody will be more excited when it's done. We get that. But just bear with us. David Hodnett, he's in the red shirt, so if you really have questions, please be nice to David when he's out here. He's doing the best he can. If you have any complaints, please, give us an opportunity to fix anything on there. We're doing everything we can to get it right. Again, thank you for all coming out. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to getting this project done and giving you the best roadway we can at the end of the day. Thank you. Beautiful day. Yeah, call David. That's as Alderman Berger said. Call David first, and then Alderman Berger. So, and actually, call David first, then call me, then call Alderman Berger. So, yeah. So, thank you very much, and let's throw some dirt. There you go.